We are what we eat. You eat junk, and you'll end up with a junk body. This applies to a lot in our lives. Everything we consume influences us in more ways than we can imagine. Bad food in this case would be TikTok or short form, while good food could be, let's take a play. Last year, I acted, sung, and I even had to dance in one of my school's productions, Billy Elliot. But it was so much more than just a distraction. It's being there, on stage, surrounded by the people, the lights. It's people coming together to work on sound, directing, costume design. It can even be watching. Seeing people I had spent so much time with, becoming different characters with different lives, all contributing to a story that they cared about, that I had come to care about. There was nothing forcing me on stage to care about Billy, the life he lived, the future he could have, yet somehow, on the night, I did. That is what drama did for me. Most importantly, it was being someone other than myself. And it's not just a play that does that. It could be a good book, or a movie, or even a meaningful song. All things that consume a considerable portion of our daily lives. You know, maybe it is just nice for entertainment, getting to experience something else. Or maybe it helps us see the world through someone else's eyes. Maybe one day, I don't know, you're on a train and someone's rude to you. Say they push past you. Instead of being rude back, barging past, giving them the death stare, you're able to see in that moment that maybe their day is going much worse than yours. Maybe they're having the worst day of their lives. So you push past that mean thought and move on. Just that split second of empathy and perspective is so important. Being able to look at someone and try to understand, try to see what they might be going through, that is what separates interesting people from others. It's what can create collaborative societies or close friends. Think about why philosophers are always depicted reading or thinking. Yet, we see them as some of the most interesting and empathic people today. Consuming culture can teach us about a lot of things. One of them being that maybe the world doesn't revolve around us. This might seem like it diminishes our pride, our confidence, our sense of self. Or does it help us understand everything going on around us and allow us to become better company? Understanding that you don't need to always be the main character or don't always need to be in the spotlight can make you a better person to be around. Let's talk about movies, culture we consume quite regularly. The Marvel Universe was a big part of my childhood, still is. I've easily watched 20, 25 of their movies. But no matter how many times I watch Iron Man fly through the air or Thor smash through 1,000 people in a minute, it has never gotten so close to my heart like a great movie like Good Will Hunting ever has. Seeing a hurt young man and a hurt therapist finally coming to understand each other evoked so much crushing emotion in me, something I never quite felt before. Or seeing a friend know someone so well and see their abilities and give them such perfect advice, that left a lasting impression on me. These movies allow me to see so deeply into someone else's lives, their beliefs, their feelings, that they make up a big part of who I am today. And I think it's why we find culture so addictive. It's why we're willing to spend hours binging through a TV show just to find out what happens next. Or spend days in silence reading a book series, learning more about the characters with every word. We are so inherently hungry to learn more, to understand more. And that is why it's so important to think about what we feed our minds. While spending 2 hours on TikTok or Reels isn't necessarily going to make you a worse person, it certainly won't offer us as much perspective as a good book or a poem will. So, next time you are on Netflix, or you have these small, seemingly insignificant decisions, just remember that we are a reflection of the culture we consume. Thank you.